Hey everybody, welcome to the Rock for Him reviews on the 2's. How's everybody doing? Tonight I'm joined by my good buddy Jason, also known as Sand Shoes, and we have a special guest from Sanctify Studios and the Classic Disaster. This is Adam Castro.
What's
Dude,
going on?
look, man, I've been excited for this because we're going to review probably one of my favorite albums. We're going to talk about the new Disciple album,
Woo!
Skeleton Psalms.
Oh yeah.
And
Yes.
Jason,
Explosions
what did you think
everywhere.
of
I'll tell you what, Adam, why don't you kick it off and tell us your thoughts on it?
Well, shoot. There's so many thoughts. I got a whole book of notes of thoughts. I'll tell you what. Um, this was such a I think everybody had expectations for this album because of how great Love Letter Kill Shot was, and like it's been so long and everyone's wondering, post pandemic, what are they going to come out with all of these live streams they've been doing? And now Andrew's back in, like, oh, this is going to be like so amazing. And it definitely lived up to the hype. I mean, I was super excited when it came out. I was getting the VIP and listening to the listen through, and when it was just the guys on the couch. I don't know if you guys were able to be a part of that. And then the live stream of their show, and it just was all absolutely amazing. It's an 11 out of 10 album. It's too short. It's only got 10 songs. By the end of it,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I want more. And that's a good place to be for an album coming out.
Absolutely, yeah. So for me, I got the first song, The Executioner, because this is actually our third review of, songs off from the CD. Like, we did The Executioner first, we did Promise to Live, and I don't know what we can really say about it that we haven't said about those first two songs. Like, this CD literally has everything that every music lover would want.
Yeah.
If you love Christian rock and metal, these boys got you covered. Like, when it comes to Christian rock, yes. You want Christian metal? Put on Bad Words. And there's some straight up like growling there and that will curl your hair. And I'm bald and it curled my hair. You want a worship song? Promise to Live. Like, I can straight up hear my worship team at church playing Promise to Live. This has something for everybody. And if you want to talk about a bad song on here, you're not going to find one. Like, it's very rare to get a full CD and be able to listen straight through and not find that one song where you're like, all right, skip that one, I'll go to the next one. Like, this one has everything you could want on it and more. Like you said, when it came to track 10, I was like, okay, where's the next one? Like, I wanted more songs. So, and I said it when we reviewed The Executioner. For new guys, they have a bright future ahead of them. I'm joking, Jeremy. I know they've been around forever.
I know, dude. I know.
It does feel like new guys though, because like I'm sure in the grand scheme of things, you've got so many albums, you've got so many like versions of Disciple, and I even look back at videos and I still see like Josiah as a new member of the band, and yet I'll see videos on YouTube of like, oh, 10 years ago and Josiah's there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know if it just means that I'm that old, or we just have this like time capsule of what we think of Disciple as, and like we might think in our minds like, oh, Brad's up there and different drummers up there, different bassists are up there. Andrew Welch, when he used to play with them, I remember seeing them live. So it does definitely feel like this is still new, 3.0 Disciple. But this album did a really good job, I think, of taking all of the elements of the old Disciple and the 1.0, 2.0, and molding it with the 3.0, molding it with the sound that we heard in. I think if you were to think of like what is 3.0, like solely 3.0, I think Long Live the Rebels was a very like Andrew Stanton, Josiah, Joey kind of an album. And I think that this album brought a lot of that just mixed in with a lot of the old. you know, I could go on and on about like the different references, but like a good example of that is obviously going to be in songs like Skeleton Psalms, where you got that Southern hospitality feel. You got
See,
that
yeah,
like,
I was just gonna point that out. Yeah,
yeah, oh God save. Like honestly, when I heard that song, the first song to my mind was like, I want to say Southern Hospitality, but it reminds me of R.I.P. from Oh God Save Us All. Like the song was just very like aggressive. This is how it is how I feel, you know. Just gave me vibes like that. And of course, everybody can hear Big Bad Wolf in Scapegoat, you know, like there and By God, you know, the tempo changes and everything. Like they just did an amazing job of bringing these different versions into the new album. 2020 Blind, right? Like that energy that we get is totally This Might Sting a Little and By God kind of energy. Like this whole album is that has something for every Disciple fan, old and new.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, yeah, you guys are right. There's not a bad song on the album. Like, I remember when we got it to do the review for the band, listening through it, going, "Wow!" Like, just my mind blown just by how many different eras of the band they've touched. Like, it's you couldn't ask for a better album. I don't think. Like,
No, no.
this is top 5 album of the year for me.
Absolutely.
For
And the
sure.
cool thing too is it's not over yet because I'm sure they're going to be releasing a deluxe. You know, they
Oh
saw
yeah,
really great success with the Love Letter Kill Shot Deluxe with the 3 songs, sorry. And I do believe that they've got some, you know, some Darkness Dies was one of their biggest songs ever, and it was a deluxe song. I think that we might see that happen again, because one of the songs that they didn't expect to have so much popularity was Bow Down. And from what I've heard in some interviews, that was one of the last songs to make it on there. They were like, you know, I don't know, on the fence about it, but no, let's, you know, we really want the song to be in there. And they did, they put it in there. And that honestly, I think it's my favorite song on the album. I honestly think it might be my favorite song.
Mm,
it is an amazing song.
absolutely. Yeah.
And I love how when you look through the lyric books, you can see the verses that inspired each song.
Yeah.
They point so not only do you get to see, the lyrics, but you also get to see the heart of the song where scripturally it fits. So you can kind of even get more of a glimpse into what they're thinking and that kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this again, if you've never heard Disciple before, go pick up this CD and listen to it. This literally has something for everything. You know, we just seen them on Winter Jam, and my wife is not a rock and metal fan at all. Like she's like the 80s pop type of lady. And she heard, just a few songs off from this that they played. I mean, when they played Promise to Live, she just looked at me wide-eyed like, this song is amazing. So if you can get someone who's not a rock fan to like it, I mean, that's saying something. Like you said, they literally have something for everyone on the CD.
Yep, and I'm gonna see them here in a couple weeks at a Kingdom Come festival. Sorry, Jay.
Super
Sorry,
jealous. So
Keep
jealous.
rubbing it in.
Yeah,
Anyways, that's all I got for this one.
that's all I got.
The one other thing I'll say just about the whole album is like this album start to finish paces so well. You've got like probably the most epic song in the beginning, right? Like musically, it's the most epic. I don't know if you guys knew this. I did a little bit of looking up, and that intro with the choir is from a song called Crossfire by a band called Steven. I'm not familiar with the artist, but that has been used in other songs. It's like a little track. It's like a 7-year-old song, and in the video for Crossfire by Steven, it has this like imagery of this like demonic satanic kind of figure manipulating blindfolded people. And there's like racial themes in there and like cultural differences kind of themes. But what I really felt like they were maybe like Josiah or Kevin Young were trying to imply there, is that we can be so blind to our sin and so blind to the truth that we are caught in the crossfire between, like, heaven and hell, and the spiritual warfare that's going on in the world, and the spiritual warfare going on in us, that that we need to allow ourselves to die to ourselves. We need to allow Christ to take the old us and just baptize it, put it to death, and come out new. And we kind of see that message echoed later on in Dawning of Deliverance. Like, Dawning of Deliverance, I really feel is like the Executioner .2, because he says in the lyrics, you pull me under the water so that I can breathe again. Like, that's exactly talking about what we're talking about in the Executioner, right? Like, we're dying to ourselves, but we die to ourselves so that we can live, so we can truly live, and then we go through like resurrecting reasons, and then we've got this new life. And so boom, 2020 blind, all I want to see is you. Scapegoat, I got like, you guys remember that Kenneth Copeland video that went out where he blew in the mic and was like, COVID-19, we want to, like, it's that kind of energy. Like, Satan, we blow on you and you're gone. Like, it's like, it's that kind of energy of like, I'm like saying no more to you. Like, you do not control my life. You will not manipulate me. You will not blindfold me again. I know the truth. I'm going to follow the truth. And then we go into bow down, where it's like, the hand of the Father is my shield and my dagger. I will not serve it. Like, there's so much resolve. And then for the life of me, bringing things down and just kind of stepping back and looking at this whole album, there's a constant theme from start to finish of, God, I didn't trust you with my life, and I was blind to the truth, but I'm giving myself over to you so that you can execute the old me, so that I can live again and truly live the way, the truth, and the life through Jesus Christ. And then through that, I have this life and fire and confidence and life, eternal life with you, and resolve. And that's what you see through this whole album. So like skeletons, and then that's what we see in the Psalms too, right? All throughout the Psalms, same thing. Skeleton Psalms, Disciple, such a great album. I could talk for days about it. So
all right, Jeremy, this is your new co-host. Like, I get out here, I'm like, CD good.
No way. You guys are awesome. I really enjoy your conversations. I'm so thankful to be here. I just talk a lot, and that's the biggest problem. It's too much energy drinks.
And we say every time we review one of their songs, we'd love to have them on the podcast. Like, that, they're bucket goal for me.
Oh yeah. I mean, I asked them to be on, and they said yes. They just haven't
gotta follow up, man. Gotta follow up. Just ask again. Set it up. I do believe that all of the artists probably do want to have these conversations and talk about it. I really enjoy what you guys are doing, and I said it in one of my videos, and I'm so sorry that it wasn't you guys on there. You guys are the only, I think I can say this with confidence, you guys are the only other podcast that I've been on. So you guys get to have that honor of the first podcast that I've been on that's not my own. But if you feel like there's conversations that aren't happening about these songs and about this music and everything, like, go have them. If you think, oh, how come no one's reaching out to these artists and like talking to them, like, go do it. Like, make it happen. You guys can't review every song and album. I can't review every song and album. Whoever else can't review every song and album. We got to encourage other people to do the same thing, and to just keep getting the word out there and preaching the gospel and getting these amazing artists' music out there. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, like we said, that's all we have for this one. I just want to thank everyone for tuning in, and remember, just go out there, buy the CD, support Disciple. I mean, these guys are awesome. Hopefully we'll get them on the show soon. But above all else, I want to remind you that if you're going to rock for him.
If you like what you saw today, Hit the subscribe and like button down below, and don't forget to share it to all your friends. Also, leave us a comment down below. If you're gonna rock,